here with Dick Lucas.
MPRV, yes, Manchester's premium revitalised visitations.
That's us.
Fuck knows. Yes.
Midlands punk rock video.
Never except when sometimes. It's that early afternoon interview thing, folks. It's tricky.
But
Cut, start again. Hey.
Hey, no. Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Just catch me wandering on the streets.
Yes. Welcome to the Star Garter in Manchester.
Again, yes. And it's still going, despite this Piccadilly nonsense.
Don't get me started on that. But apparently there's a reprieve. It'll be continuing on for a little bit longer, we hope,
Good,
than expected.
That's been what I've been hearing the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
It's going to close. No, it's not. Bit longer. So
So hopefully it will continue on because this is such a good venue.
it's
It brings
one
in
of the best
bands.
venues. Yeah, totally.
And this is obviously not your first time playing here. I saw you here last year, and I know you've played here many times before. What do you like about the Star Garter?
Mainly because it attracts a whole bunch of really nice people who really enjoy it and pack it out and just make the whole atmosphere very hot and sweaty and energetic and full of good things. If it was a third empty, it would probably still be as good. I don't know. The shape of the stage, the shape of the place is good. Loading in and out is a hassle, but you've got to complain about something. It's what I do. Otherwise, good people, no hassle. People like to have a good small venue.
Exactly.
And there's not many pubs left that do this.
Exactly. But speaking of the small venue, you guys have played larger festivals. You're now playing mostly smaller venues. Which do you prefer as an artist to play?
The smaller ones, because it's more in your face. You can see people's eyes. They're not all. Most of the crowd aren't blocked out by a big shadow caused by too many lights on the stage and excessive, that sort of thing. I mean, larger gigs can be good because you're just basically playing to a lot more people at once, and you just feel like it's more vital to be good at what you're doing at that point. On the other hand, the flip side is when you're playing to fewer people or in a smaller place, it doesn't matter so much if you screw up, and it's human nature to or whatever it is, and try not to. But the feeling when you're closer is just better. You're more involved.
Yeah, you're a part of it.
You can feel separated by too many lights and up too high a stage and too big a room, that sort of thing.
And you're watching the people really enjoying your music, because when people do see the Subhumans and Citizen Fish, they really get into it. So you've got that personal connection to it as well.
It's good to have it, yeah.
Definitely. I've noticed that you don't like is when people are standing there, all of them filming you with their mobiles or taking their selfies.
It's not I don't like it. I don't mind people do what they want, but it's like, why spend so much energy balancing and getting the focus right and all that when you could be actually having a dance if you're young enough to still get in the crowd and get elbowed and all that stuff. Just do that and then watch it from somebody else doing it on YouTube the next day if you want to, because you don't need to watch it the next day unless you miss something, and you won't miss it if you're down the front having a good time or at the back having a good time, whatever. But the excess amount of being pointed at, and you might be doing this later on tonight anyway, so it's just part and parcel of 21st century short attention span life, I guess, but I don't have to like it, no.
Well, that's why I asked, because it is a part of the 21st century life, and you still live an ethos that's very much to your roots, the anarcho-punk, which is kind of like the next step almost from a hippie in lifestyle, and it just evolved on its own, but being very true to your beliefs and true to being very real and honest with yourself and with the people around you and the world as a whole.
Seems like a natural way to behave, really, rather than being particularly anarcho-punk or anarchist, being nice to people and getting on with people, just like fucking basic level behaviour that you're set up with as a kid. Everything else that comes in that makes you a worse person, whose fault is that? Is it genetics? I don't think so. I think it's just the amount of strength you've got inside to retain your good characteristics against the influx of hatred and lies and bullshit coming out of, say, the media. Well, just put it at that, really. The media. There's a lot of media about. It's plural, you know. Government is a way of directing messages to you, as well as the obvious newspapers, news channels, all that sort of thing. And you could blame your parents for being brainwashed themselves, but the fault for them goes back to the same source of disinformation and power struggles and the whole culture that says money's really important, get loads of it, get loads of possessions, be better than, tread on people lower than you, force your way up the ladder. You know, achievement is always linked to money and not like making more friends or being happier or making people happier or eating well or listening to better music. It's always based on getting more money and more possessions, and that Western culture thing really screws up a lot of people, and they don't know it. They think they're going to be happy one day if they get enough one day, and they're probably going to die before they get enough, because enough is never enough when it's based on just material goods and stuff. And if saying that sort of thing makes me an anarchist, then slap a label on it, but it just makes you a human being capable of like seeing these things. And you know, not all media is bad, because there's anarcho, punk rock, open-minded type media as well. When I say media, I mean mainstream, obviously, yeah.